What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of On the Mic with Marshall. This episode will be about trust. And the reason why I say trust is because I'm finna go into the hardest part of my season, which is championship season time and getting ready for nationals next month in Eugene, Oregon. And the reason why I say trust is because now I have to sit back as an athlete and allow Coach McCall to do what Coach McCall does. You know, I've been running since I was 23, and about time we run at nationals, I'll be 32. So some of the things I was able to do when I was younger and get away with, I can't do the same now that I am pretty much 9 years older. And now I have to sit back and allow Coach McCall cook and go into uncharted areas because now, you know, I have a say so in my training and all that thing. We are a partnership, but now it's a point where I get to see his brilliancy come out because I'm really just basically like, hey coach, I'm not feeling it today, or coach, I'm feeling good. And now he has to come up with a recipe that is just for me, not no generic type of workouts, and it's catered just to what I need. And I think that's the best point, the best part of having Coach McCall as my personal coach for all these years. He's always been able to have me right at the right times to perform my best. I'm not saying nobody else could do that, but I've been lucky enough to have the same coach for the last 8 years. Some of you all know, some of you don't know that I've been training ever since the end of October. So a lot of my training has been base training, then speed endurance, a lot of endurance to get me through Mount Sacs, the AAU meet down in Kissimmee, get me through Mexico. Then when I was in Mexico, I had to do classification. So if anybody who's in the Paralympics, who has ever been through classification can tell you, you have to do a lot of physical testing before you even get to your actual competition. And for me in Mexico, I literally pretty much had to run a whole race the day before I even competed, and came back and ran my 2 races that next day, and then Saturday run another race and come back Sunday. So with all of that being said, Coach McCall has to know how to navigate my body, and I have to be truthful with him, like, hey coach, I didn't feel it today. I'm up for it. And with me getting older, I'm recognizing that sometimes I don't have that same energy as I did as a 23-year-old, but as a 31-year-old, I still know how to pick my spots and do the things that I do, because one thing is true. If I run good, Coach McCall will be praised. Well, I'll be praised and Coach McCall really won't, but you know, he will be by me, but not the public. But if I run bad, then the public will berate me and him. So going into our 8th national championships, knowing that my body needs to be right at all times, you know, I trust him completely with that. And so now I'm actually, well, you would call this the pressure part of the season. I would call this the fun part of the season, because like I said previously, I get to see Coach McCall brilliancy in a full circle. So I get to sit back and just be like, okay, do this. And sometimes, usually my workouts used to be written out for the week, but sometimes like this time of the season, it'll just go day by day, and we really just take it literally day by day. And hopefully next month, well, I'm not gonna say hopefully, next month I know I will be ready, because Coach McCall will put me in a position to be ready to run great. And after that, we have to come back and get back in the lab for another month and a half, and then get ready to go to India and produce again. So whatever you do is, you know, not everybody's a track and field person who watches my page, but whatever you do, whatever type of job, whatever passion you have, just have trust in it and trust the process, and don't try to rush it, because rushing it can always lead to unfulfilled dreams and unfulfilled satisfaction. So just enjoy where you're at, enjoy yourself, and then trust that everything will work out. All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of On the Mic with Marshall. Remember, trust yourself and trust everything you do. And the videos will be uploaded on social media soon. Have a nice day.